Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year! To everyone who's celebrating in the States, I think New Year just hasn't passed yet, so Happy New Year's Eve to you. And today, I'm really excited to have the opportunity to share with you about all the things that we've been doing behind the scenes inside the Co-x3 family as a collaborative group to help you level up in your life in the coming 2022. And really, this year has been all about leveling up and leveling up in the places that matter most to you. For people who have been following Co-x3 for a while, you know that one of our many themes is to be as intentional as we can so we can live a meaningful life that we do what matters to us most. And really, it's all about making sure that the journey that we have, the adventures that we go on, are as exciting as possible for us because life is going to be an adventure. It's going to have its ups, it's going to have its downs, but the most important thing is to ensure that we're having fun and enjoying the process as we're going along, because if we don't enjoy it, we're not going to be able to go for a long time. So, this year, let me share with you about all the things that we're building to help you level up. And I'd love to take all your questions if you have any for us today, or if you're watching this recording later on because you're busy celebrating your New Year's, please get excited. We have so much to share in this quarter, and we're so happy to have been doing this together with you. So the first thing I want to share is actually a physical planner that has been in the works. If you watched our last live stream, you'd know that we were working on the physical planner with some really innovative ideas, right? With the idea of being able to cut a hole inside one of our pages so you can see the previous goals, key results, the everything upstream rather, right, of the task, so that whenever I'm working on any task at hand, working on any how or taking any action towards my goals, I know that it's really making impact on why I'm doing it and what I'm trying to achieve. So let me show you that really quick. I'm just gonna grab the paper base. We have a prototype now already, so I'm so excited to show you. So here, I'm actually going to just clip this down because right now it's still being held up by binder clips actually, or maybe laundry clips is a better word for this. But it's really the beginning stages of, or actually not even beginning stages. This is our like third or fourth draft now, but we're ready to print now, which is the really exciting thing, which means that you guys are just about to be able to receive what we have here for our intentional plan. And right now it's hard for you to see through a camera. I'm going to switch to a digital view first in a second, but so I just want to show you how it kind of works, right? Because I think it's really cool. So what you do is you just write down your goal, which is going to be on a separate page, and the goal has a lot of information on how to write a good goal. Actually, I'm going to swap between showing you guys physically as well as showing you guys on the screen right now as well. So you guys can actually see that we have, and ignore all the lines for now. I think it'll be hard for me to remove that right now. Actually, no, I can. There you go. Let's remove all the lines just for you to see. So basically, you'll see that we have a really easy way to help you share your goal, right, to yourself or to others if you wish, however you like your planner to be. But the idea is that we're taking really the best of what we have inside our Notion systems, really it's a very digital components, right, and putting it onto a medium paper, right, which works for a lot more people who are not as digitally savvy as many of us in the community, but or just want a really simple way to bring around a physical planner with them as they go along and not be so tethered to their phones or computers. So this is really the intention behind the products that we build, is that how can we create value for people who for people at scale, right? For as many people as possible to be able to take advantage of all the intentional thinking and all of the intentional planning that we do inside the community and really bring that to the masses. So you can see that the goal section is one page, but the really cool thing is that the next thing is the key result is on a page of its own. So what happens here when the key result is on a page of its own, it's only showing the bottom parts, which means that for every goal, I can have multiple key results being stacked on top of it so that I can have multiple ways to achieve what success means for my goal at hand. And this makes it so really so important and so vital because we have this whole idea of relational databases inside our community, inside our Notion systems. And why that's so valuable is because whenever we're working on any what, right, which is the key results, or any how, which is the projects and tasks, I know exactly why I'm doing it, which is the goal involved. And for the first time, I believe, on paper, we can finally see that. By the way, I see people saying Happy New Year in the chat. So Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Seb. Thank you so much for showing up here. And it's the same thing. It's also done for a project. So project, you see that it's almost like half the page, right? Because it then shows you exactly any key results or any goal that it belongs to, and you can keep overlaying pages on top inside this physical planner. That's the beauty of this, right? I don't plan to lock down anybody into any of the planners that into like a certain specific structure and format, or even number of projects or number of key results or number of goals you may have. You can have unlimited, but the idea is that you can keep stacking pages on top and on top. And because we have these really handy tabs, again, it's getting hard to see here, so I'm going to switch back to my Baker camera, but we can have these handy tabs, which makes it really easy for you to just flip through and find the key results that matter to you, find the projects that matter to you, and most importantly, get stuff done, because you are very, very clear on the why, the what, and the how. Anyways, anybody who's a current patron of our community will be able to access the printouts for this if they want to try this out at home. But of course, we're also going to be shipping these physical planners for anybody who's interested in these starting Monday. So definitely excited to show you the end results. The cover is really nice design. We have a couple designers for the community show up and contribute their work towards us. So we're really, really happy for that. Thank you all for you know who you are that have showed up and have contributed to that design. So thank you so much for all the collaboration that went into that. And now to the next thing. So speaking of more and more collaborative work, I just wanted to also show you a bit about how the collaboration even happened in the first place before we move on to the next thing, right? So basically, we just started a Figma file, and we had from brainstorming versus final, and I won't show the final just yet because that's going to be something you'll see as we go along. But basically, we had a lot of design guidelines that helped us really plan out what exactly we wanted to build and why we should have built it. Some notes on exactly the sizing and how we want to do it, some really early mock-ups of how it looks. You can see it looks completely different from what we have now because we improve, we iterate, we continuously build up more and more better ways to do things, right? Any tips that I was going to put inside any of the pages to help you plan out your goals, your key results, your projects, and so on. Page binding examples, we eventually settle on a 9-hole punch, so it's going to be super, super cool. Definitely check it out when it comes out. I'll be very, very excited to show you. Of course, some cover ideas and the final cover design, I'll leave that for you to see when it finally launches as well. But I think there's a lot of accessories that can come with it as well to help you really plan intentionally and make your planner as beautiful as possible for you. Again, the idea here is to really create a medium that works for you. Now we've really finalized on the fundamentals that makes our system work for thousands of people around the world, and what we want to do now is take those concepts and bring them into different mediums to help others who may not be interested or even aware of Notion, but to have a very basic and very simple way to get things done inside their lives. So jumping ahead, we also are having a intentional apparel line that's coming out. Again, just before I go into designs, I do want to talk about why we thought doing intentional apparel was important to us. And it's really all about the concepts of repetition and reiteration of important concepts that are going to help us improve our lives. There's a certain practice that has been very helpful for me in the past few years, which is every morning when I wake up, I go to the mirror and I start speaking self-affirmations to myself. And the self-affirmations have been, crowdsourced by community as well. We had a very wonderful live stream where we had a lot of folks come in and crowdsource all their amazing affirmations that have helped them through difficult times in their life, different situations, different feelings that we're going through. And with the compilation of those self-affirmations, I found it very helpful for myself to repeat certain mantras or certain, really important thought experiences, maybe we can even call it that, to help me overcome certain feelings I'm facing or certain situations I have been going through, especially if they haven't also been experienced by other people before. And the best thing about life is that we're never really alone. None of our feelings or situations are particularly unique. And I say that in the most positive way possible, because if it's not unique, that means other people have gone through that experience before and they can help you overcome that situation. So I think that's the most beautiful thing about having a community like this, is because we can share these ideas, we can share these knowledges that we have picked up through our own experiences and pass that to someone else so they don't have to go through the same trial and error process as we have. Of course, they'll still have their own journey to go through, their own trial and error process, but it can be drastically reduced because of the collaboration that we can have inside, a space like this. So anyways, what I found was really important was that the more I repeated something to myself, an idea to myself, the more I felt like that was part of my identity, a value that I can, really train up in myself. And I just found that so amazingly impactful to helping my mental health and even helping my physical health. So what I'm having to do with, intentional wear line is to help you wear something on your body, as often as you'd like, to help you remind you of important concepts that we share in the community that help people at scale, right? And the most important thing here is to ensure that when you're going through this experience, when you're wearing the shirt, you're remembering the values that we're trying to grow in ourselves, things like leveling up, things like being intentional, things like taking control of your own life, things like knowing that you don't have to struggle alone. All these wonderful, wonderful ideas coming together and helping us ensure that we are living a better life. So let me just jump in to show you some of the designs that we have, and of course stay excited. We're gonna open for pre-orders starting Monday. But you can take a look here. You can see that we have one shirt that has level up, and this shirt is very special. It actually takes from the Make Work Fun app, which I'm going to show in a second as well for those who are not familiar. But it takes from the Make Work Fun app all the areas in life that you're accumulating and growing, and it takes into account which one's growing the best, which one's going the strongest for you. And on the back, it really even maps out exactly what the area was for you. For example, was health what you were growing most last year? Was mindset, was knowledge, was family, was lifestyle, was career. So you can really show to the world, what you're prioritizing currently in your life. And I think that's really, really important, because it gives you an opportunity to even self-reflect for yourself. What is the most important area of my life to improve? And what should I continue building that hasn't been built up enough just yet? So you can see here we have a couple of designs here with some of the website on it as well. Another design we have is, we asked 3 really important questions inside the community that I think really make a difference in helping you understand how your family and friends are doing, not just on a superficial level, but really on a deep intentional level. Things like, what's something you've succeeded in this week, right? If you ask yourself how many times someone has asked you something like that, I think that's very rare. Most people don't really care about you and your success. But because we take the time to ask a question like this, we really dive into like, hey, what has been making you successful in the last week, and what can you share with the group in terms of the things that you've learned from that. And of course, on the flip side of positivity, there's also the negative aspects of what happened in your life, which are also really important to share, because it gives an opportunity for the group to come and find out how they can be helpful for your adventure, the life that you're leading. So what's something you wish you could have done better? Something we asked to fulfill that. And then finally, the most important question, how can we be helpful? Which is going to be right in the back of the shirt. So I really, really like that as well. So another design we have is a hoodie design. And again, this one is just cool design, a fun design that we were experimenting with. On the side is Japanese lettering, because I know we have a lot of Japanese enthusiasts inside our community, right? So on the left, it says level up in Japanese. And then we have a little crown thing, which is just actually made up of level up icons. I wonder if I have it here at all. Nope, I don't, unfortunately. But also, a sneak peek of this is we're also redesigning our logo a little bit to add some triangle elements to really visualize the leveling up components of Co-x3. So I really, really like that. Okay, scrolling down, we also have a tote bag that's coming out. And this one is, again, also designed by one of our very amazing designers in the community. We have Co-x3 and calligraphy lettering in the bottom right. And then we have just the main important things that we care about, which is what Co-x3 is all about: knowledge to level up every day, tools to put your learning into action, and a community to never struggle alone. And I'm just gonna scroll a bit to the right so you can see that properly. So that's one of our tote bag designs that's coming up really soon as well. So everything we drop is going to be in threes of threes. So we're going to drop the first three, which is a t-shirt, a hoodie, and a tote bag. And then as we go on, as we level up every single season, we're going to have more and more designs for you to appreciate and enjoy. And of course, all voted in by yourself and designed by community members just like you. So more things to just talk about. We're also having a new cohort of the Level Up course. It's a very intentional and meaningful course that helps people like yourself level up in your life and really just learn the fundamentals of what makes our system work. I take all the important concepts of the system and bring it out for you in full view so that you learn exactly, why we put certain components where they are, how did we go ahead and take, really important pieces of knowledge that honestly is passed down through, the ages, right? Nothing is really brand new in the world, but I'm just taking that and repackaging that in a way which makes sense for you, putting them into systems that you can follow instead of just knowledge that you read and learn about. So the level course really is, I think, the accumulation of all the things I've ever learned in my life, plus a lot more. It's really packaging everything that I know about being intentional, living a better life, making sure that you are living meaningfully and living towards your true values, as well as just making that whole experience really, really fun for yourself. The enrollment will close by Monday, so definitely sign up before you lose your spots. We look forward to seeing you in class for sure. Some additional things to share about the Academy. I'm sure you know all about this if you've been in the community before, but just to let you know, we're building up this Academy to have even more information on each specific component and fundamental inside our community. Things like, why do we do planning in the way that we plan out? What's behind the success plan? What are values? Why are values important? All these information will be found in the Academy. And you'll be able to learn as much as you can, as much as you want about the important fundamental concepts that we share inside our family. More things is, the toolbox, the website has been like this for around half a year now. We're going to upgrade this in a bit as well to really show you more easier ways to navigate the system components that we have that really makes sense to you. We're breaking down everything into individual components so that you say, hey, I want success planning, no problem, this is where you can find that. If I want to do meal planning, this is where you can find that as well. If I want to do anything, that I'd like to, explore inside, as whatever a system can do for me, you can find that here very easily. And I'm very happy to share with you guys that as things go on. Again, everything to be released over the weekend. One more important thing here is that we also have gotten a brand new domain for our community channel. We finally gotten the X3 family as a community channel name. It's very, very exciting, I know. But it's really also thanks to you guys, because you guys have been able to support the channel, get it to a couple hundred subscribers to be able to get that YouTube domain. So very, very thankful for that. For anyone who wants to know, it's youtube.com/c/the X3 family. So definitely looking forward to see you guys all there, subscribing to that as we add on more family events inside there. I'm thinking about any events that we have inside the Family Without Borders initiative, the co-living houses we have around the world, or just even any of the conversations that we have inside a community that we think are really, really just too good to not share, and we'll post it on here for everyone to see. One more very, very cool thing I'd like to share, I think, and then I think that'll be the last thing I'll be sharing for today, is a song that we're going to be releasing on Spotify. It's a very simple, I think it's around no more than 60 seconds or something like that, but it's just a brief, in lyrical form, some of the main concepts that we share about in the community, the main things that we value, about living intentionally, about doing it together, living a meaningful life. I'm not going to play it out loud here, perhaps. Maybe I'll just play the instrumental, but the vocals of it, I'm currently doing some recording work on that. So you can expect that to be on Spotify probably in a week or two time. But definitely the song, I really like it. It's something that really has hits a lot of feels for me, right? It's retro kind of game style, plus it's also something that has room for a lot of lyrics that are very, very intentional and very meaningful to us. So if you give me a second, I'm actually going to play this on the desktop audio, so hopefully that will play out for you guys. Give me just a quick second. I want to make sure that the song doesn't end up getting too loud. So let me see if this works. Okay, I'm gonna play it, and again, I'm only going to play the non-lyrical version because I am shy to play out the lyrical version until we're fully ready with it. But I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna play it here now. Oops, I clicked on it again and it restarts the song. But anyway, I just want to show you that it actually has a little animation that plays as you go on. So it's really, really cool. The visualization is also going to come out with the song as well, so you guys can play with it yourself. And also the lyrics, I think, are just really intentional. If you want to just pause and read that, you can as well. But really, that's a sneak preview of the song that's coming out. Again, couldn't have done it without everybody here in the community. I think there's a lot of motivation, a lot of work that comes into well, motivation and work are separate, but the motivation drives the work that we do here at the community to help everyone really find new ways to be intentional, to be excited about our lives, to really come together as a whole and as a community to level up. And I really can't begin to express how thankful I am to have everyone in the community over the last 2 years, just building up together with us. It's already been 2 years. Can you believe it? That's crazy to me. But we're going to have many, many more. It's going to be very exciting. So thank you all again for being a huge part of this family. And I look forward to presenting you with all these amazing ways to level up come Monday. And of course, if you want sneak peeks, everybody inside our Patreon community is able to see that. So if you do like what we do, if you want to support what we have here, if you want to keep it going, please do come and show your support. Again, whenever you show your support, we can also give you the best that we can, which means the best access to all the tools, all the resources that we can compile to help you level up and live a better life. That's it from me, guys. Thank you again so much for joining us here. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Happy New Year for everyone who's about to celebrate it. I think there's around 1 hour to go or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, or maybe it just passed. But Happy New Year and have a